All right, team, welcome back to Core 7 training for the SON period of 2025. We've got our category management here to present our brands for the upcoming period, and we will introduce Jason and Cheryl, our craft spirits managers in our Atlanta branch, to take it away.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. You've got myself and Cheryl here. We're going to cover the spirits brands that are on Core 7 this period. That's going to be Merle's Row, Planteray Rum, Willet, Bourbon and Rye, and Don Ramon Tequila. Let's just dive in and get this going. All right, Merle's Row, local spirits distillery. They're in Decatur and named after an Arab Atlanta near where the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is. That was where railroad workers gathered and drank. There were brothels and distilleries and breweries. So kind of a throwback to that and an homage to that time in Atlanta's rough history. Three guys started it, Nathan, Lee, and Bo. They're industry cats that worked in a lot of different bars and restaurants around the city. So they've got quite a following. And they make three gins and an Amaro. First up is Gin Gin. That's their gin flavored gin. So London dry style, the classic gin style, juniper forward, few different non-classic, I guess you could say, botanicals in there with like lemon peel, angelica, celery seed. Really good sub for whatever classic drink that they're using a gin in. You can sub gin gin in. It's the gin drinker's gin. I'm gonna say gin a lot during this presentation. Tulsi Gin is their kind of new American style take. It's like their take on gin. They kind of figured this out by accident. They started distilling holy basil that was growing in their backyard, which is similar to like Thai basil, very fragrant, aromatic, kind of tropical, lush flavors. Got some green cardamom in there, some other cool flavors. This is the number one seller in the portfolio, surprisingly enough. I think it's because it differentiates itself from any other gin, and bartenders especially like to do that and makes a great like unique drink when you shake it up or stir it in a cocktail. Mignonette is the rounds out the top three there. Mignonette is a condiment traditionally served with oysters. It's like a vinegar. So they tried to make a gin that would pair great with oysters here. They used Vidalia onions, Georgia classic there, Himalayan sea salt, even olive oil, and bay leaf. So it's a cool, great gin to use in like a Gibson, which is a classic drink with cocktail onions. It's kind of like a Gibson in a bottle. Also makes a great martini, obviously. So your steakhouses, oyster bars eat this stuff up. And then Eno Amaro. Amaro is, bitter Italian aperitif. Fernet Branca's in Amaro. That's the main seller we have in the portfolio. So anywhere that likes Fernet, this is a great Atlanta take on that. It's inspired by Coca-Cola, so you got a lot of those orange, lemon, clove, allspice flavors in there. Really approachable Amaro, not as crushingly bitter as Fernet, so a good starter wheels or training wheels Amaro for people that are not too familiar with the category and a great local option. Again, these products will surprise you when you sell them. People eat them up, they love them, so please make sure you're out there presenting. Got pricing here for you. We're going to share this with everybody so they can just kind of, use this as reference when you're out there making those Core 7 presentations. All of these are priced to sell in cocktails and be affordable on the shelf when compared to the leaders in the category. All right, Planteray Rum. I should all be familiar with this brand so far in our careers with Savannah. They are our best-selling rum up here in Atlanta, and they have a few different options. We've pretty much put everything on the Core 7 that we carry a good bit of stock on. They're kind of volume drivers. You start with the 3-star and the original dark for the bar. The 3-star is one of the best white rums out there for the price, about 16 a liter. And then you got original dark, which is their classic dark rum, which competes with like Myers, Gosling's, those sort of things. Then you've got the flavored options. They're not technically flavored, they're actually infused with the different flavors. So you got Stiggins, their pineapple, and their cut and dry coconut. And then their newest offering is Sealander. That's a blend from Barbados, Mauritius, and Fiji. If somebody's looking for something more luxurious and rich and sweeter, that's a great option. And then same with the XO, the Barbados. It's like going to beach in a glass. It's coconut, chocolate, little salinity to it. So yeah, you have a great array for on and off premise here from, in the teens cost up to into the $40-$50 range. So should be easy for you guys to get these into all of your accounts. And here's the pricing, which you can refer to later. And I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl to start with Don Ramon.
Hey guys. So you guys all know, well, I think most of you know that the Don Ramon, the sales have gone up tremendously. I know we had some inventory issues in the past, but we've worked all those out. They're kind of flying off the shelves, especially at your retails. So your SKUs for this is going to be the Blanco, the Repo, the Añejo, and then also all three of those come in a ceramic bottle as well. The Blanco, there's no difference. It's just going to be the bottle is different. And then on the Reposado, you have just a different in the oak that it's aged in. And the same with the Añejo. So I have tasting notes on there for you guys with the differences each. And then pricing on the next page. There, you're gonna have Cazuela, Blanco, and Repo coming in as well, which is a new well tequila we have. It was slated to come in last week, so hopefully it should be here any day now. So I just threw the pricing down there. That's gonna be a new 100% agave well for you guys. Willet, as most of you or all of you should know, that's the staple. That's our, our go-to bourbon portfolio. I put a little bit of history up there for you. So the distillery was opened in 36, and then the original Mr. Willett, his daughter actually took it over. So some places you'll see a different last name, that's just because his daughter got married. But just kind of a little history of the distillery there for you. We have all of the SKUs included in there for you. I broke these down for you so you have the mash bills for everything and the proofs. The proofs are just the numbers listed right next to next to the names there. So the only one that are blends are going to be your Pure Kentucky, the Kentucky Vintage, and the Willett family. So that they're taking two different mash bills and blending them together. So that's kind of just an easy little cheat sheet for you guys to reference back to see the difference in the mash bills. And then the pricing sheet for this is kind of daunting because there's a lot, but I tried to make it where you guys can print it out to reference it pretty easily. The only thing that doesn't mix and match on those is, so your 750s will mix and match. The liter on the Bardstown 90 is not going to, and then your half gallons will mix and match.
And that's it for us. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Spirits team. Joanna, are you ready?
I sure am. Let me just share my screen.
Jason had a good question. Jason, all the ones that are just listed there in their presentation is what's Core 7, and that is in the folder in the drive. Here, I'll pull it up for you real quick while Joanna's loading. Old Bardstown 90 and 101, Pure Kentucky 107, Kentucky Vintage 90 proof, Rowan's Mill, Noah's Mill, Rowan's Creek, Noah's Mill, Willet Pot Still, and then Willet 4-year rye, the 750 ml. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SKUs. All of the core SKUs, all the stuff that's available to us, 365 is what's on the Core 7. Any of the old hanging out, what was the most recent single barrels that we just did? What were they named after? Bodies of Water, was it? I can't recall. Those
It
would
was
not
peach
peaches.
varietals.
Good call. Those would not be included if there's any hanging out at all. I don't even know. All yours, Cheryl, or excuse me, all yours, Joanna.
Okay, awesome. Let me just. All right, can y'all see this? Sweet.
Yes.
Excellent. So guys, I'm gonna be pretty short and sweet today. We're just gonna go over the Core 7 for September through November. Obviously, we have an extra 30 days, if you will, to kind of take us into the holiday season. And we'll go ahead and start with the main Core 7 here. So our main focus, and guys, this is for, all accounts, outside of C stores, which we'll talk about here in a second. But we're doing an import roundhouse, which we're featuring a handful of our incredibly successful and delicious Belgian beers. So I'm excited about that. For one, these are really great sellers. The shelf life is absolutely incredible. And we've really gone after the ones that are truly, you know, the leaders of the pack. And if you don't have these in your accounts already, this is the perfect time to go ahead and snag those placements. We're going to be doing Saison DuPont, which is one of the, if not the best Saison that's globally known for its quality. That's going to be an excellent one. We've got the Lindemans Framboise that we're leading with as well, which is our top seller in that Lindemans family. We're also doing the Lindemans Noir and Door, which are their two SKUs that are going to be brand new. It's like the first innovation they've done outside of label changes in 75 years at the Lindemans Brewery. So it's a pretty big deal. Noir and Door are going to be a little higher alcohol, 6 to 7%. Noir is going to be dark fruit, so cherries, plums, etc. While the Door is going to be a light fruit beer, think mango, pineapple, lime, so more tropical. I'll have sales sheets available for those that'll talk in more detail and more depth, but you're going to hear a lot about those two SKUs and their counterparts that will be in keg as we launch them later this September. We're going to have the export manager, Danielle, in town, and we're going to have a bunch of little events around as well. So just wanted to kind of make a note of that. So those Lindemans items will be included along with the Framboise. Additionally, we have our Chouffe bottles. Le Chouffe, again, one of the top Belgian style wits in the country. Also, one of our best sellers. We also have St. Bernardus App 12, which is going to be that quad style Belgian available. Duvel Golden Blonde, they're classic in bottles. We've got that featured, as well as Delirium Tremens in both can and bottle. And then last but not least, we have Rice Horse Kolsch that is going to be on our focus as well. So a nice little, you know, European roundhouse, if you will, of things that if you don't have them in your accounts, they will absolutely be excellent placements and make you a lot of money. And just to note on here, this is package only. We're not doing draft for these. We have draft available of every single SKU listed. However, we're sticking to package on the Core 7. Next, we've got Tip Top. We know our friends from Tip Top, of course, and we have their old fashioned margarita, espresso martini, Cosmo, Bee's Knees, and Mai Tai that we're going to be featuring for the Core 7. We've got some awesome counter racks that just arrived that we're going to be utilizing as well, and an incentive that I'll talk about here shortly. Do you guys have any questions on these main focuses? Obviously, I'll have samples available as well. Samples of Tip Top are already available in my office, but of course, we'll have more available.
One quick one to note, a lot of these choices are being decided based off of the quantity that we have or the seasonality of the products. I mean, we have hundreds and hundreds of import SKUs. We have to draw a line somewhere. We have a dozen Tip Top SKUs. We have to draw a line somewhere. So what you see in front of these numbers and the document that Mike just sent out 0 minutes ago, those are the item numbers that count.
Yep, absolutely. And if there's any questions about this, just reach out to your DM or the category manager. But otherwise, we'll have sales sheets and every other resource that you need for everything listed here for you guys starting in September. All right, next, we're going to move on to the C-store focus. So this is something that's, you know, somewhat new, us taking a little bit of a different approach to the C-store, but I just wanted to touch on this really quickly. So the two items from the beer / RTD / hemp department are going to be Crescent 9, which you'll see the selections here. One thing I wanted to touch on with Crescent 9 is you'll notice on this SKU list, there's a couple things missing. One is their tropical SKU, which has been really popular, but guess what? It's got caffeine in it, and that does not fly with the Department of Agriculture. So unfortunately, the tropical SKU is no longer. And then also the wobble, which I think most of y'all are aware we had to pull because of the caffeine as well. So I'm going to focus on that variety pack, which is an incredibly selling variety pack with the 5 milligram. I mean, it's outselling so many other SKUs right now. Not everyone has a variety pack, particularly in that 12 pack size. We've got the watermelon and the raspberry lime in the 10 milligrams, as well as the ginger lemon in 10 milligrams. And then for the 5 milligrams, we have the ginger lemonade in both the 6 pack and the 12 pack. These products are incredibly well priced. I think you guys know that, but Crescent pretty much kicks the butt of everybody else, you know, that's in the hemp family. So this should definitely be our leader. These all mix into the hemp family deal, which gets down to $48.38 a case. $43.58 a case on the deepest deal. So, you know, keep in mind those deals when you're going in to sell with these. And then with Founders, we're going pretty streamlined. We're doing all day and Mortal Bloom 19.2s, and then the 15 packs on the all day cans. These are by far the best selling items for that C-store focus. The Mortal Bloom is a hazy IPA, about 7%. So, you know, nice and robust, really super beautiful label that kind of grabs attention. And then our all day IPA, which is a session ale that we all know and love, which pulls really well in the 19.2s. And additionally in the 15 packs, which are always a great addition to that C-store mix. Any questions on that C-store focus, guys?
I've got a quick one.
Yeah.
Has our sales force seen the IRI data on Crescent 9 yet? Not sure if they have or not.
I don't believe so, but that can definitely be something that we share.
Just
For
a
sure.
quick recap. We got some initial IRI data from the Crescent 9 folks. They are the #1 SKU nationally, and they're nearly double #2, which happens to also be in our book with Delta Beverage. We are extremely well positioned with hemp going forward, and it is a huge opportunity for everybody. I do want to point out, C-store focus doesn't mean pods and C-stores count for everybody. This is for the C-store team. They know who they are. If you are not one of them, these pods do not count towards Core 7. That being said, if you do sell them in your C-stores, it's a good idea. You still get paid commission off of them. What is the minimum placement to make a pod for Tip Top?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually don't have that information.
I think Mike is listening. There's a chance Mike knows.
I believe it's a case, but I don't want to misspeak.
Hey guys, yeah, we're here. Yeah, you're right, Joanna. It's one case.
All right,
Okay,
good to know.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Nice.
cool.
All right, one last slide and then I'm gonna get out of here. All right. So lastly, I just wanted to highlight a few incentives that we do have for some of these SKUs. Both of these are for the main Core 7. So we've got a Tip Top running September through November. You guys will see this on Kirk's sheet that he sends out. Just wanted to quickly note, this is only for the top 3 SKUs that you see at the bottom. So all the other SKUs will of course count and we want you to sell them, but specifically for this 3 SKU counterattack, we are looking for the top 3 SKUs, which is espresso martini, margarita, and old fashioned. You guys see all the details there. It's pretty lucrative. 90-day no buy, sell and account a minimum of 1 case of 3 SKUs, place the counter rack, and 4
They
packs.
just don't happen to be on your team.
What's that? Hello?
Sorry, my fault.
Oh, and if you have pricing in a picture, you get $100. I mean, that's pretty great. That's a pretty great one. And 90 days. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunity out there. And then for September, October, we're doing the Lindemans Door and Noir package launch. There is a draft piece to this that you will see from the incentive side, but considering that draft is not part of our Course 7, I just went ahead and put the package on here, but $20 a new pod for this brand new package. This should be a pretty easy slam dunk, if I do say so myself. And then in addition to anything you see here, like I said, we'll have sales sheets available for everything. We have a ton of print, especially on the side of Crescent. There is a poster for every single SKU that we carry from them in the POS room. So plenty of POS there. We'll have a nice import poster as well that you guys can use, or Case Tucker, what have you. If there is any specific POS that you want created or digitally sent to you, whatever the case might be, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We have an incredible printing partner with Brent, who's right down the street, and we have a ton of resources for anything that you'd like custom made or specific for your account. So please don't hesitate to reach out and explore what we have to offer as far as those type of tools go. That's all I got.
Thank you, Joanna. All right, we are ready for Kate White.
Screen.
Not given the stop share option on Joanna right now. There we go. I got it.
Should be good. All right.
Can't see yours yet.
Don't worry, it's only a matter of time.
All right. Dan Allison brings up a good point. Can we get Course 7 sales sheets for these? I just made that folder in the drive today. Sorry, running a little behind on that. Normally that's done already. I have sent an email to all our category managers to put their sales sheets in the drive, and I will remind them in a week if they haven't done it yet. After that, it's probably best if you pester them for sales sheets. Cool. Kate, take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. I am very happy that liquor and beer were relatively simple because I have the most complicated Core 7 we've had yet for wine. Here it goes. If I start talking like a Yankee and too fast, someone let me know. Right. First up, we're going to go C-stores. This is an old friend. I think everybody on this call and at our company, warehouse staff included, is familiar with Clapback. Since we've done this, there are 2 new flavors, pineapple and cranberry. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, so our friends at ICO, they've got plenty names, and they are 18% ABV beverage. I really enjoy that their website is new and improved, and they encourage you to drink as you feel. This is fantastic. All right, so if you're wondering which clapbacks are acceptable for the Core 7, just remember it is all of the liter varietals and all of the 375 milliliters. So by and large, every flavor has a liter and a 375, but please look towards the highlighted items at the bottom of this slide. The Crybaby Cranberry and the Pick Me Up Pineapple are only available in liters. So don't think you're being gaslit or anything. Those are not available in the 375s. It is notable that the 50 mLs are not on the Core 7. All right, let's focus real quick on the cranberry again. This Core 7 will be through September, October, and November. I would like to sell the ever-living daylights out of that cranberry. All of them, of course, but hey, why not cranberry now? All right, let's move on. Also new and fun on their website, some ideas for you. They are encouraging people to, or customers, to mix the flavors, which sounds kind of fun to me. It's like drinkable chemistry. And then they want you to know that they can be seen as an RTD. Pour them over ice and add a garnish. And then the liter vases, or rather bottles or pitchers, whatever you want to see them as, indeed are reusable. I myself have received as a gift a Where'd My Mango after I left the relationship, and we used it as a vase, and it's really funny. So are you even somebody's friend if you hadn't gotten a "Where'd my mango" after you've been dumped? No, I don't think you have. So have fun with Clapback. It's just, I don't know. I think they're hilarious. And certainly there is a market for high ABV wine. Yes, moving on. All right, to the more proper wine. I will tell you that there are two major categories we're working within. There's Nino Ardevi, a Prosecco, and then we have a bundle of Spanish wine from Jorge Ordóñez. We're going to start with Nino Ardevi. All right, Nino Ardevi Prosecco is absolutely delicious, and it is true Prosecco. Most Prosecco, a lot of people don't talk about it. Despite the popularity of Prosecco, this is made from Glera. That is the grape of Prosecco. It is from the place Prosecco is from. This is truly from Veneto. And it tastes exactly like a Prosecco ought to taste. It is light and fruity. It's got hints of citrus, apple, and pear. It is relatively low in alcohol, hovering at 11%, which makes it an excellent aperitif. I cannot tell you enough how much growth we see for this brand. It is well priced, and even in all of my snobbiness of loving champagne, capital C champagne, I would happily have several glasses of Nino Ardevi. The price is right. Worst case scenario, your customers are going to be paying a whopping $906 tax out. And then if you mix and match from the Plume Ridge portfolio or sell all 36 bottles or more of Nino Ardevi, it's going to take it to under $8 a bottle. This thing is a bargain. All right, let's go over some other selling highlights. So new to Savannah distributing within the year, which means that maybe you haven't taken it out yet. So let's give this thing a shot. It'll be something new to show to your customers. The lots of opportunity I see comes in by way of Prosecco being so widely popular and almost unavoidable at both bottle shops and on-premise menus. Again, I'm going to reiterate that this is very high quality for the price, and that affordability these days with tariffs to come in no matter what at under $10 is astounding. Now let's go back to the opportunity. If you've had accounts that are not super sold on Mirabello, this is something to take them. And a lot of that, maybe you've been rejected on Mirabello because people are so after La Marca, but La Marca is getting really expensive. I want to point out that Nino Ardevi has a very strategically blue label. And I'm only half joking when I say, if you squint, it looks a lot like La Marca. So if you are looking at on-prem accounts that are looking to save some money and also make more money on their menu, Nino Ardevi might be a really good fit. Also, it looks great in retail environments. People will look at this label. And then I think maybe most important, last Core 7, we ended up not having a sparkler during this time period. So we wanted to give you that opportunity. Clearly, the holidays are the time to sell sparkling wines. So go out and get some of those placements, make that money. If there is ever a time of year where retailers are going to welcome a new sparkling wine SKU for their store, this is it. All right, just a little PSA on this one. Before you roll out into the market, I want you to be prepared. Unfortunately, I've heard rumors that sometimes sales reps taking out sparkling wines, they haven't been the proper temperature. So make sure you've got this thing chilled down. And then do you have a sparkling wine stopper? If you don't, please get one. We do have some at the office we're willing to give away. And then just be aware when you're traveling with sparkling wine, it's really hard to keep it fresh and bubbly. So just be gentle hauling your bag around. Literally, the carbon dioxide will come out of the solution when you're tromping around on your sales route and bumping around on Georgia roads. All right. All right, now we're getting complicated, and this is going to get fast, but here we go. We have a bundle of 8 wines from Jorge Ordóñez that we are going to press this Core 7. I want to remind everyone, without going into great detail, that Jorge Ordonez is the preeminent Spanish wine importer to the United States. He was the first to bring it on. He changed the minds of the United States as far as the quality of Spanish wine. But just because he's a fancy guy doesn't mean that these wines are unapproachable. So let's look at them. All right, this is the list, but we're going to go through each of them super fast. You guys can take the slideshow, use it as sales sheets potentially, but I want to bring up a couple selling points of each one. So this is the speed round. First up, Protocolo. This is the baseline wine of the Ugurin family that makes Sierra Cantabria. They make fantastic estate wine. The Protocolo line is where they outsource to their neighbors. Protocolo Rosé is absolutely delicious and comes in under $8. Superb BTG wine. Moving on. Step up on the world of rosés. This is Brecca. Brecca is best known for making Grenache. They have a Forrest Gump style, like just so many ways to make Grenache. This one is an entry-level rosé. Again, also inexpensive. If you've got a slightly classier establishment looking for a rosé, I encourage this one. Also from Brecca, like I said, they are known for their dry-farmed Grenache. This is their entry-level fresh Grenache. It sees just very little oak aging, mostly stainless steel, and it is, again, very approachable expression of the grape. All right, stepping up. This is yet another Grenache, but this one's got some oak aging. Everybody look at this bottle. Yes, it's flashy, looks good. This with Winebow was an incredibly fantastic selling wine. You can go out and get that business. Bonus, since it's been with Winebow, it's had a facelift. It looks fantastic in a retail environment. The boxes are gold and make good stackers. Moving on. All right, I want you to look at the pricing here. $9 for Frontline gets down to under $8. This is a 91-point wine from James Suckling. I think you could probably sell Mo Monastrell on that alone. Monastrell is a big boy grape. It's got some tannins. It's got relatively high alcohol. In my opinion, anybody who's after a medium to big style red wine would enjoy drinking Mo Monastrell. 100% Monastrell. Moving on. Rio Madre, this is a real curveball. And when we first got this wine, we were doing great with it before we had a little out of stock problem. This is a Rioja that is entry-level priced in an astounding way. So $10 a bottle Frontline. Where it is inexpensive and also a great selling point is that it is unique because it is made with 100% Graciano. There is no Tempranillo involved. Staying on Rioja, this is Sierra Cantabria Crianza. This is the same family who makes the Protocolo line, but this is their significantly more traditional, higher end style wine. I cannot say enough about this wine. It is everything you want it to be, and the fact that it's under $15 is absolutely astounding. 14 months in French and American oak barrels. It's got 3 dimensions and a fantastic finish. I want you guys to take it out and have a good time with it. And then last here, but certainly not least, is the Muga Andean Estacion Crianza. Muga is the big name out of the Ordonez portfolio, and this is Muga's latest entry to the market. Muga makes very traditional Riojas, but this release, the Estacion, is made in a very contemporary style, made to drink now. All right, that was a lot. I want you guys to all know that we can get, and we will get, tech sheets loaded onto the drive. This slideshow will be loaded onto the drive, so you can use this as well. And absolutely positively, if you have any questions, if you have a wine manager, you can reach out to your wine manager. And if you do not have a wine manager, Scott and I are available. That's it.
Good stuff, Kate White.
Thank you.
All right, I'll stop your screen. Matt, you there?
I am here, Patrick.
One moment, I got you.
Thank you.
All right, take it away, Matt.
All righty. All right, perfect. Up first in our Core 7 C-Store focused item is Hibbo. Hibbo Energy was created by Clayton and Phoebe Outing from Watkinsville, Georgia. So this makes this energy drink a true local to us here in Georgia. From brewed to packaged to distributed, it's all right here in our neighborhood, which is very, very cool. One cool thing about Hibbo is that you can stay right here. Hibbo is brewed with 1/4 cup hibiscus. So hibiscus is packed full of antioxidants. It gives it that bittersweet taste. This is what they use so they don't have to use artificial sweeteners or artificial flavors. On this slide right here is really, really cool, showing the growth of Hibbo from 2023. When we first launched the brand, it was in a clear plastic, very unique package. But as they hit the market and they got feedback from the consumers that aluminum slim cans were the way to go. And as you can see, they went to the one in the middle without the fruit, just very basic. And the one on the far right to the one we have now, very sleek, very cool, packed full of information, and looks great on the shelf. Each can has 140 milligrams of organic caffeine. This is big for this brand. A lot of the other energy drinks in the market now have artificial caffeine in them, just really bad for you. When it comes to gut health and a caffeine kick, Hibbo is the best on the market. There's no other better for you energy drink out there that compares to this brand. Next slide, please, Patrick. This right here just shows what we've done so far since 2023 with Hibbo. We're up 150% in cases year over year. Huge number. Great job to our team. It just shows that, you know, when you push the local and better for you aspect, the brand's going to thrive in the accounts where it fits. Placement counts up 25% since 2023 and growing. I know Clayton and myself have been out in the market pushing the local fact, the better for you, and it's working. Case equivalents per customer up 110%. Just another statistic that shows how well this brand does in our market. Next slide, please. And here's our flavors. So we have 7 great flavors: blue raspberry, cherry limeade, orange dream, original, passion fruit, peach, and pineapple. Case deals. Case 1 is $21.52. We have a 4-case deal at $20.54. A 10-case deal at $19.02, 25-case deal at $18.02. And the accounts that want to get real crazy and bring in pallet deals, we got one in place for you, and that's at $17.02. There is tons of POS. So the shelf strips definitely push the local aspect of this brand. You know, there's consumers out there that want local. So when you're in the GSM room in the next couple of weeks, please grab the clings, the shelf strips, whatever we have available for you to help sell this in and get some cans sold. Go to the next. All right. Up next is Once Upon a Coconut. Once Upon a Coconut is a premium coconut water that is sourced from a premium coconut farm. I'm trying to pronounce this right. Binh Tre, Vietnam. So Binh Tre, Vietnam is the world leader in coconut farming. You know, I've seen pictures of this facility. It's super high tech. They have it down to a science how they create this coconut water. This is actually the coconut farm that produced 100 coconuts that we've previously distributed here in Georgia. So the pure coconut from Once Upon a Coconut is almost identical to 100 coconuts. So if you're having a hard time getting this SKU placed, but they previously bought 100 coconuts from us, just let them know that it's almost identical. And here are we have 5 great flavors. This is another great selling point for this brand. You know, with 100 coconuts and other competitors, we only had 2 or 3. With Once Upon a Coconut, we have 5. We have blueberry coconut, chocolate coconut, which is my favorite, pure coconut, watermelon coconut, and pineapple coconut. Pricing: case 1 is $22.15, 4-case deal at $21.40, and an 8-case deal at $20.46. Next. And last but not least is Devil's Foot Beverage Company. So Devil's Foot Beverage Company comes to us from Asheville, North Carolina. It's the premier craft soda of North Carolina. I met with Ben not too long ago, and he just harps on how well they're doing in their markets at all the breweries in Asheville, in that neck of the woods. They also thrive off of C-stores and small local convenience store chains. Not chains, but convenience stores, such as Savvy. Savvy would be a prime fit for this brand, I believe. Next. Uh-oh. This didn't come out right.
That didn't come out right.
Yeah, that it looks right on my end. This was just a little bit of the backstory about where they are in North Carolina, and how involved they are in their community, and just where it fits in the market. Here, Atlanta, is kind of similar to Asheville with a lot of our craft breweries and our little C-stores and community grocery stores. So it was just an informational slide. This slide right here shows the growth over craft soda over the last several years. It's doubled in quantity. So, if people say like, oh, New Creations isn't in Publix anymore, I mean, the trend for craft soda isn't slowing down anytime soon. And I feel like we have the two strongest brands in the state of Georgia to work with. Here are our flavors. We have 6 great flavors. Fuego ginger beer, root beer, sparkling cherry limeade, sparkling lemonade, sparkling limeade, and sparkling strawberry lemonade. Case 1, $37. 3K steel gets it to $35, and 6K steel gets it to $33. Root beer does have separate pricing just due to the cost of ingredients. So for root beer is $40, 3K steel is $39.15, and a 6K steel is $38.15. I've tried the root beer. It's probably my favorite. So definitely lead with that if you can get some placements, but their sparkling sodas are phenomenal as well.
All right, I think that's it.
That's it.
All right, T, one more thing. There's a lot of confusion. The brands that Matt is presenting, also Clapback, Founders, All Day Singles, Crescent 9, those are for the chain focus team only. That is traditional lightweight territories. They know who they are. They're in a different category now. They have their own brands to focus on because none of them really sell much liquor. Therefore, they get different brands. If you're not one of those, if you're a heavyweight or a middleweight, if you don't know who you are, you can ask. But these brands do not count for you towards Core 7. That being said, it never hurts to add these if the handful of C-store chain accounts that you do call on, if you have some, but they're not your focus. All right. Any questions outside of that? We did have one more. We are training on August 25th. We have one more week in the July-August Core 7. We need your help closing out our existing brands. Mike Glover sent that out this morning. Placements for all of these brands don't start counting until Labor Day, 9/1 and beyond for the next 3 months. All right. Don't go place them now. Even for placement retention, anything that you place this week won't get tabulated yet. Starts in September. Help us close out last month's Core 7 brands, and then we'll move to the future. Other than that, I think that's all we got. Any last minute questions? I think everyone's happy. Go out and kill it for the end of the year. Have a great night. Have a great week. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Cheers, y'all.